creative mind of Ronnie Bueller.
I'm starting right now. Yo, what's good? It's Thursday, episode 15, with your host, RealDeal. And I got 4 of my brothers. You know, they support this Millsthursday thing, man. So I want to thank y'all for this, man. You know, y'all vote every week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at it. You just see the progress, man. I got the real ones right here. And speaking of real ones, we're going to introduce the first person. Goes by Ian. Ian, what's up,
What's
man?
good?
So,
What's good? So I don't really got much to say. I'm just thankful to be here. Millsthursdays a good way to blow some steam, argue with a couple people anonymously.
Right.
That's my favorite part.
Right, they be going crazy in there, man. Oh yeah, Ian went to Hampton, so another Hampton guest. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring him back. You know, St. Clair Mill. Holla at y'all, episode 14. You know, I had to bring Hampton people back. It's only right.
You got to bring him back again. We got to be on here together too.
All right, fine. Both of them, I'm gonna bring them. I'll bring them back.
He told me about it last week. So.
Yeah. LJ, he went to Hampton too, but LJ, go ahead.
I mean, you already know James Hall.
That was the hardest.
That's real.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, that's the automatic beat right there.
James Hall all day, boy.
Yeah, you already know James Hall. So, Lamar, LJ, producer, songwriter, Lamar J31, IG, Lamar J31. Yeah, you already know.
You already know, off top. And I got my brother, Bruce. I worked with him in a couple of acting projects. This is a talented brother. He's gonna make it in the game. Right now he's in Maryland. This is my brother, Bruce. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself, man.
Sure. Hey, I appreciate you having me out.
Yeah.
I'm usually arguing. Some of the people in the comments arguing all the time and stuff. But hey, you got a really cool concept, and I appreciate you having me, bro. But follow me on IG, Bruce Almighty with 2 E's, and ain't shit else to do right now. Hey, we all in the house. Hey, somebody outside. I don't know who that is, John. Not too well, but
Yeah,
you muted.
You on mute. You better introduce yourself.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bro, go ahead.
My name is John, professional dog walker. But just follow me on IG, Base J. But just about to get set up right now. So my fault.
And shout out Moses, Moses putting John in up, man. Moses is a real one always, dog. So I appreciate you. And John, thank you for following the page as well. IG.
For sure. Yeah, man. Big fan.
Real quick, you can see the questions on IG every Thursday in my stories. You go on it. And we have episodes on YouTube like these guests here to discuss the results. So, and that's for the new people. So y'all gonna introduce them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By force. Let's go. We got the first question, all right? So, French Montana recently said that he has more hits than K.Dot. Who you got? French Montana or Kendrick Lamar? Ian, you messing with your cell phone, so you go first.
Yeah. I was trying some shit. My bad. It didn't work. So I'm just gonna talk about what is a hit. What is it? Talk about a hit first.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like features, like everything, like all included, like just your whole career?
It's all included. It's on the radio.
I saw a lot of debates about, like French might have a point if his features are counted, but his solo work is just like is not there.
Mm. So who do you think, based on that explanation.
I thought we weren't supposed to answer, but I would pick K.Dot.
No, that was beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can answer now. You can answer.
Oh shit, yeah. I got K.Dot. That's all day. That's not a debate to me.
Oh, okay. So K.Dot.
He on that coke wave for real. I'm just gonna let you know.
Man.
Next, man.
Just curious, how many songs are we considering for this though? Like, I mean, if it's 20, he doesn't have the catalog for it at all. If it's 10, he might have a shot, but it's not that far out of the realm, right? He's not getting smoked. He's not getting smoked like 73.
I mean, it depends on what he picks.
It's on you. Like how
they need that versus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing French Montana said though was like, I mean, he may not have like the fame as K.Dot do, but if he was to go to a festival, his crowd would be rocking just as much as K.Dot. In my opinion, the album's by far K.Dot for sure. And I mean, you can vibe with the album heavy, but is it a hit? If it's like a, I don't know, if it's just a
just
song,
single, like from the hits that French Montana and K.Dot had. So who do you think based on what you said?
I'm running around in circles, but probably Kendrick got it.
Kendrick?
Probably, unfortunately.
Right. Bruce, how you feel about that?
I think that a lot of people got too much time on their hand with this quarantine. People just coming up with anything, man. You know, like French got hits. He has hits, but Kendrick has classics. Like his stuff is gonna be like remembered. Like certain albums, you know, like they're good albums and they're great albums. And like I think French, like he's been in the game for a minute, so he definitely has hits and consistent hits. But as far as like high quality, like, you know, K.Dot, like he won like some kind of award or something, you know, now from the president.
Yeah, Pulitzer.
Oh yeah, the
Pulitzer
Pulitzer,
Award.
Yeah, so just like it's like French is not, you know, he's not just anybody. But at the same time, like saying he has more hits, better quality music than the K.Dot, I can't really agree with that one. You know what I mean?
Okay. LJ looking like.
What I'm gonna say is, and I am taking French in this.
Okay.
Because
Coke Boy, baby.
I believe he said anthems, and when we're talking about anthems, the first thing about an anthem is it has to be easy to say. Does anybody in here know a whole Kendrick verse?
You can't catch us off guard like that, man.
No, you don't.
Hold on. No, we do know.
No, you don't. But I can very easily say she want to be a baller, shot caller, or watch your body too when you hit the head, like Dwight Howard in the post, dog. Like you see how easy that is to say.
Oh, he brought out the Stay Scheming.
Right.
Right. Everybody in this room can sing Stay Scheming because it's about 3 notes.
Yeah.
Right.
But does the song stay on to get to French's part on stage?
Yeah, because he's on the chorus. He's on the chorus. And then pop that, another one.
Yeah, that's a super classic right there.
Like, and we all know those songs. Those are anthems.
Just going back to Ian's point, though, does he even have the best verse on his songs?
I don't give a fuck about who has the best verse.
I mean,
it's a hit. It's a hit.
Stay Scheming is Drake's song. I mean,
that's a Rick Ross song.
It's actually Ross's song.
Yeah.
He bodied more than Ross. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I'm taking Frank.
He's not as drunk as we make it seem. I'll say that.
Yeah.
He's definitely not as drunk as we make it seem.
Y'all want to hear the results?
Yeah, let's hear the results.
It's a landslide.
Go ahead.
It's a landslide. It's got to be.
So 18% said French Montana. 82% said K.Dot. So y'all said it was a landslide. LJ, the LJ Coke Boy. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I got no problem being Skip on the topic, so that's fine.
So later.
I mean, he had valid points. So.
No,
I
see,
mean-
yeah, he has some good points.
The producer knows. He should actually, especially when making beats, right?
Facts.
All right, let's go to question number 2. So, who would you rather feature on your track? You got a hits. We'll talk about hits. All right, you're dope artists. You know, just hypothetical. Y'all real dope. Well, you never know. Y'all got bars. Y'all just don't tell me. Whatever. But you need a verse for your track. Would you rather have 2 Chainz or Big Sean on your track? What y'all think?
Do you want my answer first? Because I'm about to be just real blunt, which is white people like 2 Chainz, so I'm picking 2 Chainz.
White people
I'm
like
trying to
2
blow up.
White people like 2 Chainz too.
I'm trying to blow.
If I wanted to bang in the club, 2 Chainz all day. If I want like a good song that might be forgotten later, Big Sean. Big Sean is dope.
2 weeks later at that. 2
But
weeks.
2 Chainz, like, you know, it's my birthday. You know, like it's just like his flow. He got like the Lil Jon. You know what I mean? Like he could throw out anything and it's gonna end up in the club.
Yeah, he got that 10,000 hour rule like popping for real. Like he been around for a minute, and he's like 40, so like he's really perfected his craft. So
Titty
I'm
boy.
always give that nod to somebody like 2 Chainz, even though they both are like dope features, but it's like not close. And I'm like a big Sean fan, but his albums don't last to me. Like they just be fire for like 2 weeks, and then they don't have no replay value.
They're not playing Big Sean in the club.
The last good song that Big Sean had to me is Bigger Than Me from whatever album that was, or Bigger Than You, Bigger Than Me. That's been a minute. That's like 3 albums ago, probably. Two of his projects ago.
Hey, was Click a song? Click? Hey, was that his song or was it Kanye's?
But it's Kanye's
Kanye.
Kanye's.
He did eat that though.
So right now, Ian said 2 Chainz.
Yeah, 2 Chainz for sure for me.
He said 2 Chainz, LJ or John. What y'all got? Who y'all rolling?
Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Chainz on this because as my boy was saying, him on birthday, he ate that. He ate Mercy. He has the best verse on Mercy. He's really good, and he's put his time in. But before I go any further, I gotta say shout out to Keith because he was the first person I ever heard say, "Yo, this nigga Titty Boy."
No, that was his first name.
That was his first rap name, Titty Boy.
But Keith was saying that when Duffel Bag Boys was out, and I'm like, "You like this trash ass Thousand Island verse?"
Nah, some of 2 Chainz old shit is better than his new shit.
Yeah, for
So
real.
you gotta go back and listen to his first 2 projects, like Codeine Cowboy or whatever. Like all that shit just smack. Like
Titty Boy went hard.
Titty Boy is that nigga. And
he's been around since Gucci Mane in his prime.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's been
on niggas.
But that True Religion mixtape, you can hold that against any mixtape out there. You can hold that against anyone out there, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, John,
that shit still slaps.
I mean,
day. Like it could come out right now and
it could come out right. It'd still be fire.
That's what I've been talking about. That replayability. Like I don't go back and listen to old Big Sean shit. Like I said, I cited the only song that I go back and listen to from Big Sean is Bigger Than Me. Like that song is crazy. I recommend y'all to check that out again. Like, he got that shit brain. Like he do got some songs for the ladies too. Like so, yeah, it's not close. Like,
John, how do you feel, man? How you feel about it, John?
It's crazy because all I can think of right now is my boy Brandon Sneed. He told me that if I feel like I could beat up someone physically, I'm not gonna listen to him. He says that about Big Sean all the time.
Wow.
I fuck with Big Sean, but I mean, either way, I'm gonna have to go with 2 Chainz for sure.
That's a good one.
He told me if he could physically look at a rapper and say, "Hey, if I could beat this dude up, that person is not something."
That's crazy.
I've heard that before. Yeah, no, I've heard it before.
That's probably really new to LJ. That's his like craft, and he probably never thought about nothing like that. Like
never in life.
I never heard that before either. Oh man, y'all hilarious.
I mean, I will say that to talk to John's point. I don't know, like tone and like voice and shit like goes a long way to some people though. Like, you know, like people hate Boozy just because they don't like Boozy's voice. Like they don't even want to hear what he got to say.
True.
So I mean, I could see somebody taking that a step farther, like in physical, like stature, playing like a role.
People used to say the same thing about Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne can't really rap, but he got a great like rapping voice. But
Yeah, but he used to spit though.
Yo, he used to. Yeah, he was. What? Bruce, you making a face?
He was an alien. Like he was out of this world.
But what?
Better than everybody. I don't want to pivot this question from like 2 Chainz versus Big Sean to Lil Wayne.
Yeah, but Wayne is out of
I
this
just had to
world.
put that out there.
Yeah.
Wayne's different.
I'm capping.
Yeah.
Literally. Let me give the results, man. So from here, it's unanimous. 2 Chainz, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
boy,
62% said 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
10% said Big Sean. So. And besides, we got to show love to Big Sean. My favorite Big Sean project is Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
That's that shit should have been an album because that shit was fire.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of artists like boss up and buy back all their shit or like put it on releases, and I'm banking towards Big Sean doing the same thing for that project. Like you got to.
He should.
That would be fire.
That's a classic, man. Like I really liked it. All right, let's get to the third question. All right. We got to go a little serious now, man. But this question is shout out to Jody. She's also one of the commenters in the IG going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my sister Jody. She is it too soon for states to reopen, or is it about time to let us out? I'm pretty sure y'all heard some reports in Georgia.
Yeah.
They're opening up. Y'all feel like it's too soon, or it's time to reopen?
Who's going first?
Who want to go, man? Y'all, that's serious question. Like,
I mean,
John, go ahead, man.
I definitely think it's way too soon, and there's no point in doing it now. I got plans for the summer. I'm trying to go to Vegas, trying to go to Miami, and right now it's just not it. And unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. Like, just risking it right now and then passing it on to like my grandmother. I work as a recruiter, and like I literally talk to people every day, and like there are people like I'm trying to recruit them for jobs to help out with the COVID situation, and like I talked to someone yesterday, and like her mother passed away from COVID, so she's like I can't even do it. Right
Wow.
now. So yeah, it's definitely way too soon, and we have to think about it from the long run of things. Like I mean, if you're not gonna get affected, then you're gonna affect someone else that's gonna die, and I don't know, but. We have all of the rest of the year to like figure this shit out, but right now it's just too soon, in my opinion.
You want to go after that?
So, I work at the hospital, and I see this shit every day, and it ain't no joke. Like I remember at one point, whenever it first came out, black people thought that we couldn't get it and whatnot.
Yeah,
I was on that train.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was too for a split second until I saw a nigga walk up in there. I was like, oh shit! I was like, shit's getting real. I was like,
the semantics about the whole shit just changed like 180 for black people.
Oh gosh,
we can't get it.
The moment Rudy Gobert got that shit, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
If they open up the stuff like right now without the vaccine, like John said, it's gonna be bad. Like because my barber texted me yesterday. He's like, hey bro, like I'm back open. I'm like, cool. I'm like, I'm gonna get you a mask and I might come by. But like as far as the gym and like the club and stuff like that,
it's not worth it.
So like, yeah, my vote is it's like too soon, but we got to stay away from like the stigmas of cleanliness and like dirtiness. And I feel like the Gobert thing like teaches us that like the shit is like very contagious, like more contagious than people like understand. So it doesn't necessarily align with dirtiness or cleanliness. Like of course there's like measures in place that people haven't like took seriously that could like prevent this, but we don't want to. I feel like I don't want to get into the stigma of like, dang, like you got corona because you dirty. Like it's low key, like it's gonna evolve into like a rich people, poor people thing, in my opinion. That's what it's gonna evolve into. Like there's gonna be people in areas that they can't socially distance, or they gotta make a living and they can't afford like to not work, or the bus drivers and stuff like that. And they're the ones that's going to be dealing with it, while like people with better means get to stay home and talk shit about it. So I don't want to get into like the clean, dirty thing, but like I said, I don't trust opening too soon. I'm glad that Black people take that shit seriously now that, all it took was a couple media pictures of Black people that look like, our aunts and uncles, and then, like our whole thought process.
I'm pretty sure Idris Elba had that shit too.
Yeah. So
I would say I think honestly, like for the states that are in the middle of the country, like Nebraska and shit, I think for them it's fine to open up because they're not as condensed as East Coast or West Coast or even down south. So I think for those states it's fine for them to reopen, but for the states that are super populated, we gotta chill.
Yeah, they got to have like a plan before I would trust opening up anything. Like I feel like they're just winging this shit. Like they have a general plan, but nothing like specific. Because I agree with LJ. Like I have Midwest friends, friends in like Southern Illinois. Like there's nobody going to their town, so there's no reason that their town should probably be closed unless they have like a case. Like so as far as them, like they should open up. But also if you talk to these Midwest people that don't go to metropolitan areas, like their whole opinion is like a lot different because their worlds are like different than ours. Like we watch the news, or we live in metropolitan areas that have like mass graves and shit, and then they're in small town America where they're like, we gotta work, like what are we doing? So I definitely see like both sides of the argument, and I actually agree with LJ when he said like I think like I don't see no reason why like Nebraska can't open, or like a farmer can't, like a farmer's market in Midwestern America where there's no cases can't like reopen and get their shit back.
But did you guys see what the governor of Las Vegas said?
What did he say?
She's tripping.
She's fucking bugging. I mean, she's talking about opening up Vegas early to be a test city to run trial on them. Like, who told you to volunteer these random people?
Bro, you gotta listen to these.
She wants to be a placebo, she said.
She said,
I would say, you gotta read between the lines.
I think Anderson Cooper said, once Vegas opens up, but you plan to be on the casino floor. He's like, no, I got a family. I'm not going to be out there with everybody else. So that just shows you right there, like I'm not going to risk my life being
also,
out there,
like I said, you got to like read between the lines. Like she said, like if they reopen, nobody will die in Vegas. You're right, because everybody's going to go back and kill everybody at their hometown. Nobody lives in Vegas. So she's right. They won't have to deal with that shit.
You're right.
They're going to go back and take that shit back to all the other states. Like that's the thing. So she's right. Yeah. She's going to take your money and you're going to catch Corona. You're going to go back. You're going to get that shit to all your people in your state. And Vegas is going to be cleaning up just like they always do.
Ian, I got to, before I get the results, Ian, you're definitely right about, the whole cleaning thing. But at the same time, you can
control your fate. You definitely can control your fate. It's like self-inflicted danger, like for sure.
Yeah.
America's a show me culture, so there's always going to be people that don't believe in something until it affects them or their family, but then they want to be the first ones on the news crying and shit. So like all these cities where people are opening, like they just gonna have to get that shit. Like they just gonna have to deal with it. Like I know it sounds like pretty cryptic, but I heard that San Antonio, like I have friends in San Antonio, Texas, and they like reopened. Like there was just mad people outside. So like if they get clapped, first of all, they deserve it. Second of all, like that would be great for the rest of America to see that, so then people can take that shit seriously. Like, first town reopens, fucking clapped. Good. Now everybody learned their lesson. But so that's my take on it.
It's definitely pretty convenient that, I mean, we don't see anybody looking like us that is protesting to open up again early. And like, I mean,
but they still throwing parties though. I've seen some niggas throwing parties.
I've seen parties too.
Chicago.
someone got busted in New York.
Houston, Brooklyn,
Yeah,
barbershop.
I saw the underground barbershop joint.
Yeah.
Hey, they might not be protesting, but they trying to get some drinks in with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But you guys see-
any act of like non-social distancing, I
Man.
guess you could perceive it as a protest in a way. But I don't know. Like, I don't know.
The last 3 days,
we got too many
the last-
problems to be dealing with this mystery disease. And
You're right, but yeah, let's check the results. So 11% actually said it's time to reopen it. 89% said it's too soon. So the 11%, hey man, y'all want to throw a party? Be my guest. You know, have a with the GoPro on your head. Let me know what's going on. If nobody's infected, hey. But the 11% said they want it back. They're like,
It's-
come on.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but
just want to say one more thing on that.
hey, man.
Did you guys peep with like the NFL draft the last couple of days? How people were like inside the house, but they didn't want them on the camera. Did you guys peep that at all?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't get
Because
to
I
watch
mean, in my head, I'm like, yo, it would suck to be like the number 2 pick, and you can't even celebrate really with like your homeboys and everything. But they would have like the mother, the father, the girlfriend, whatever, in like the main focus.
Yeah.
And then once a person gets selected, people walking in and out of the background. People are like, yo, get the fuck out the camera. You don't want to get in trouble for it. But
They don't want
never can't fault the draft picks though. But you gotta do what you gotta
His
do.
girlfriends were there.
Hey,
Yeah.
that has to be a topic next week. The girlfriends out of pocket.
Yeah, shout out to CD Lamb.
His girlfriends were there.
Lamb, a real one.
Yeah, shout out to
That
CD.
boy said,
I gotta hold on to that bag. I gotta hold on to that bag.
Bat phone.
Give me my phone.
Yeah.
Hey.
That girl dated Troy Young. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
You said what?
That girl
joint-
dated Troy Young.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And Troy Young commented on it on Twitter. But that has to be next week. We'll push that to next week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Send me the exact words y'all want to talk about. I'll go ahead and ask it.
I'll send you the exact tweet. Barstool like posted it, but they were saying that he caught a stray bullet.
That girl not making it to training camp. She not. Absolutely
Nah,
not.
All right, this is question number 4, man. So, this person, he got out early, and probably chilling right now, obviously. But should artists work with Tekashi, even though he is a known snitch? And the options are, yeah, who cares? Or nah, can't do that. Who you got?
I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
Go ahead, LJ.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. For me, I personally wouldn't, only because I'm not a fan of someone saying that they're a tough guy, and then all of a sudden, when it comes down to it, they're not a tough guy. Because I wouldn't have had a problem with it if from day one he was like, yo, I'm not a tough guy, I'm a regular person. And then he told on people, I got no problem with it. Because guess what? Somebody stabbed me, somebody shoot me, I'm giving them your address, I'm giving them your phone number. If he was because I'm not a tough guy in that regard. You don't want to shoot the fair one? Okay, cool. I'm with that. When it comes to that gang shit, no, I'm not a tough guy. I'm going to tell on you too. So that being said, I would say if you're an artist and your brand is about integrity, which most artists' brand is about integrity, or at least they try to give you that perception, then I would stay far away from that man. And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Big time. If he was on some childish Gambino shit, you know what I mean? Like cool, calm, and relaxed, you know,
Right.
I ain't taking no bullet, then cool. But he talking about he's Scarface, Tony Montana.
Yeah, talking
Suck my
mad
dick,
shit.
all that crazy shit.
I forgot, yo.
You gonna need a bulletproof vest to go to his concerts.
He wouldn't like. I wouldn't even want to make a hit with him because then you got to perform with him, and then that
Oh
puts
my
somebody
God.
that puts like negative energy in your bubble. Like you could catch a stray fucking with him on the stage or something, you know. Like so, I wouldn't even fuck with him just from that perspective. But I will say that artists will not care. Like I voted, I don't care, but I will say that the odds of him succeeding are low because of what LJ talked about when it comes to like integrity and rappers. Like that's all you talk about. I haven't lied on the track, or like everything I talk about is true. And then he's like the exact opposite of that. Like I think that goes a long way in his endeavor to try to get somebody to fuck with him again.
I just don't feel like.
I want to say that, but we're getting recorded. But I was about to say that these new niggas is different. So they don't
right.
care
I mean,
about that.
You're right.
Like what LJ said, like reflects like how we think. But these new niggas don't think like that.
They don't think that
actually
way.
don't care. Like I swear, he's gonna succeed with like younger artists. Like it's just our generation of artists will not.
It's not gonna.
Like, he will still rap with like probably like Playboy Cardis and shit like that. Like people like I've went on his page. Like I don't even when he went to jail and shit. I wanted to go on his page and see like what new niggas talk like like how their perception of it. And like for every person that's saying he's a snitch, there's like another person that's like defending what he did. So like he's only gonna lose, but so much of his fan base. Like I swear, like at least half of them are still fuck with him. After
I mean, his fan base was it really straight hip hop heads?
It's like
it wasn't that. I mean,
no, it wasn't.
I'm definitely still
work with them again.
I think of people that are still defined as rappers but not really rapping. Flo Rida, Pitbull, Walker Flocka to some degree is now does EDM music. Like he doesn't need he doesn't need hip hop. He still rap. He used to do his ad lib, stupid, shout out to New York with the dance.
He really could though. Like he's not lying. He could pivot into like
he can parlay that.
Genre. Like he could do whatever the fuck he want. Like I'm just saying that he cool. And he will still have an income, like regardless of what he did. Like he will still get people spinning his shit. It just won't be niggas like us. It'll be
he better go get French. That's what he needs to do.
He need a hit.
Get a hit. Fact.
He needs to
they pop that beat too, niggas will forget real quick.
Fact.
So Ian, should artists work with them?
I said I personally clicked the button that who cares, because that's going to be the overall perspective. But I will say that I know that that's like the lesser answer. It's like like he's not gonna fucking rap with Drake or Jay-Z or something, but he definitely gonna get on with fucking Jay Versace.
He's gonna be with Lil. He's gonna be
all
with
these
Lil.
new niggas. So
he's gonna be with Lil Mosey.
And LJ, what was your choice? LJ, you said nah, can't do it, right?
Fuck him.
And Jordan said nah or yeah, who cares? I'll go to Bruce in a second. John, what'd you say, man? John, what?
I said yeah, because but this is like you guys said earlier, he doesn't have to work with all rappers. He's not expected to. He's gonna work with different people and still pop. Unfortunately for him, it is what it is. But yeah, I said yes.
And Bruce, go ahead, man. How do you feel, man?
Oh hell no. No.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Cannot do it. I'm telling you, you might gonna get shot. Hey, they gonna be making a music video.
Like, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Hey, like they after this man, like everybody. Like he done snitched on the whole world. Like you cannot drop that much information on people and not think you're gonna get touched. Like somebody's gonna touch you. It may not be now, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next year. Eventually somebody gonna get his ass. I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
You know what happened? Bruce, bringing that up, there was I think it was last year. It was Tekashi, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye. They were shooting a video in Beverly Hills, and it was shot up. And
what?
Wasn't it Nicki's trailer that got shot?
Yeah. Some shit like that.
But
it was Nicki, but she wasn't there, right?
Nah.
But Tekashi, I think that was Tekashi's shoot. Even if it wasn't his shoot, he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Right, and this is all before he went to trial. So like that crazy thing is like very possible like now. So I agree.
Was-
Like I
was
wouldn't
that-
want to be anywhere near that, especially if I had shit to lose, which most artists do. So
Yeah.
Was that situation with like the Chief Keef, with like the Chief Keef shit, like when they were I don't know if
That
it
was
was
when he put
retaliation.
out that was when he put out a hit on Chief Keef's cousin or his friend, some shit like that, and they
Yeah.
ended up shooting at the dude in the middle of Times Square, which is fucking madness.
I didn't know all that.
yeah, that shit was real. Like the
Yeah.
documentary about to be lit.
Let me get the results real quick. So 30% actually went with who cares, and 70% said, nah, I can't do that. So
That's about right for real.
I could see that.
Tekashi.
It is like it is what it is. Like he's gonna pop. He's gonna pop without our permission.
Nothing like
Yeah.
this in hip hop. I've never seen this, man.
Wait,
different
Keith, what
time.
did you say? You said no?
I wouldn't work with him. Hell no.
Yeah.
Like that. You're associating with a sucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be a bunch of EDM businessmen. Hey, it's a whole lane for him. He just can't touch hip hop no more, and he just got to move out of the country, in my opinion. Like,
if I was him, I'm out.
yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
not worth
true.
Why come back here, man?
If this man can do probation in another country, that's his best bet. And then tour worldwide, he could do that. But no.
Hey,
Yeah, domestically, I'd stay away for real.
And now to say,
one thing that's underrated: niggas travel.
True.
Yeah.
Very
and,
true.
and you're actually probably safer here, because over there, man, you saw him ASAP.
Over there too. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's definitely wild as hell. So he won't be able to control himself.
This is the last question, man. So we're actually gonna watch this right after this. So reports came out that MJ okayed the release of footage of The Last Dance after Bron won the 2016 championship. Those are what reports said. We don't know if this is true or false, but that's what came out. So I'm asking y'all, in your eyes, who is the GOAT? Michael Jordan or LeBron? Millsthursdays just don't talk about music. We're talking about. I'm gonna ask y'all, who is the GOAT?
Well,
Jordan is the GOAT.
Oh,
Jordan is the GOAT. I'll just come straight out the gate. Jordan's the GOAT. And this comes from a childhood Orlando Magic and Utah Jazz fan.
You're
Wow.
a Utah Jazz fan.
Hated that nigga.
Wait, hold up. You're a Utah Jazz fan?
I've never met a Jazz fan.
I'm a Jazz fan to this day.
Wow.
I've never met a jazz fan.
I've never met a Jazz
I've
fan.
never been a Jazz fan.
Wow.
The chick. Yeah, I'm a Jazz fan, man.
Wow.
I stuck with every team that I picked in the 90s that I loved. And I'm unfortunately a Jazz fan. The perennial 500 get bounced out the playoffs in about round 1 or 2 Jazz.
Well, shout out to you, dog.
And I would pick Jordan as the GOAT. And I hated this nigga when I was a kid. I loved me some fucking Shaq and Penny Hardaway. And I loved Karl Malone and that Stockton connection. Those are my favorite players.
Wow.
And I used to just watch him beat their ass every time. And I was sick.
Damn.
So I hated Jordan, but I still give him the nod.
Crazy? As kids, we took that shit more seriously. So I know you really hated Jordan, man.
Yeah, I really hated this nigga, and I'll still give him the nod. Like, and it's more so just about personality. Like, anybody that attacks life with like that Kobe or Jordan mentality is most likely going to succeed. Like, I don't know. I think LeBron is just more like naturally talented. But he don't got the brain to match. Like, it took a while for his brain to like catch up to like his talent.
Killer instinct.
Yeah.
Who want to go off?
Interesting.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
Like the finals that LeBron lost to the Mavericks, like
Should not have
pretty much
happened that way.
canceled that competition to me. Like, if you go back and just watch that finals and like LeBron's body language and shit, like it's almost disrespectful to be compared to Jordan, in my opinion, just from that final. Like, unless you just be so great that you make people forget about that shit, but people not gonna forget about that shit, especially LeBron haters.
LeBron has not been great enough to make people forget about that.
I mean, he has. I really respect LeBron. Like I'm roommates with I was roommates for a long time with a Boston Celtics fan and a Lakers fan, and they hated LeBron. And then like the last 2 years of our like being together as roommates, like they actually came around to like at least respecting LeBron. Like and they hated this nigga's guts. Like you know, like and they see like they saw that mental change, and then I feel like he's like slowly making people forget about that.
He's had to do a lot. Yeah.
So Jordan is the GOAT.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that the GOAT is LeBronathan James. He's the GOAT. 3 championships. We already know that. First of all, he's a better rebounder than Mike. He plays better defense. Who drives better than LeBron? No one. And just, I mean, what the man did in the playoffs in 2016 against Boston, or 2017 when he had 45, 10, and 15. Like, who does that? And on top of that, he has more buzzer beaters than Michael Jordan. People say, "Oh, Jordan's the most clutch player ever," but LeBron has more buzzer beaters than him. Like, and then on top of that, what has Michael Jordan done for the community?
That's a different subject.
It's not a different subject because we're talking about the greatest of all time. We're not talking about the most accomplished. The most accomplished is Michael Jordan, right? Because no one has 6 championships. No one ever got to Game 7. He's the most accomplished, but the greatest is LeBron. The man created an entire school where everyone goes there basically for free. And then on top of that, once you're done going to school there, you go to Kent State for free. Cut it out.
LeBron has done more of his platform, yeah.
So this is how I feel about the 3, right? So, like, I talked to my boy about this. Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, right? Top 3 of greatest of all time. Kobe was my favorite player of all time because of the era that I grew up. Like, I grew up watching Kobe and Shaq and Iverson. Jordan, to me, is the greatest of all time because of the way he won. But as far as good person, I think LeBron James is probably the better person out of the 3 because he's done more for the community, and I feel like he's just like overall good person. Like, you know, like I can see LeBron like as a best friend. Kobe and Jordan a little more serious, but like that's why they're also so good as well because they had like the killer, like I'm gonna stab you while you down kind of, you know what I mean? Now like mentality. LeBron kind of like he has more of that now, but like it was more consistent with Jordan and Kobe. But I agree, LeBron has done way more for the community and stuff. But MJ, like, it's the way MJ went about winning because LeBron passed him up, you know, scoring and everything. But MJ also took like a freaking 2-year
gap.
He retired twice, and he took like a 2-year gap, and then he came back at 38. And I watched this video. He was averaging like 25 points a game at 38.
That's crazy.
Insane. So like, yeah, man. To me, MJ is the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I strictly spoke on just like on the court, but like if you know, all things considered, you know, like if you had a child, like I would want my child to be like LeBron more.
Exactly.
Like them other niggas is like psychopaths, like you know, like they was really good because they didn't give a fuck about what nobody else thought, or like
True.
I don't give a fuck about your feelings and shit. But like, so like LeBron is more empathetic, like you know, he's the role model like through and through, like. There's been no negative headline like ever about LeBron. Ever.
Yeah.
So, like, he's
that shit is impossible to do.
With his high school sweetheart too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Facts.
Like stuff, you know.
Have you ever seen anyone in year 17 look like LeBron?
Yeah. Like no. They look like they'd be looking like Sam Cassell by now.
Yeah.
Not Sam, bro.
Him and just a good example of like why LeBron looks so good is like you gotta like compare to like what's his name, Jamal Crawford. He looks terrible. Like you know, like he looks terrible. Like
really,
the game is caught up to him.
Nah,
I wouldn't say terrible, but
he looks his age. But LeBron,
he does look his age.
LeBron still looks like he's 25 right now. Like
yeah, that's true.
Other than the show the top of your head challenge, he would lose that, but.
Yikes.
So would I. That's why I got this hat on.
that's that Beijing.
Yeah.
Beijing.
All that money can't stop that though. But
I do want to make my pick though. Hold on.
Oh shit. What are you about to do?
oh man.
Shout out to Shannon Sharp.
Ready.
Yes. Yeah, you already know.
This Jackie been hot as hell to keep on this whole interview.
Oh yeah, he was ready.
That man was ready. Oh,
He got the hit.
Top it
What
off.
the dick?
No,
Nigga,
I'm the Jack. Nah,
Okay, skip. Okay, skip.
Okay, you.
yeah. Skip. Hold up.
Skip.
Oh shit.
Jeez. Yeah, I can.
Trying to do something before Tucson.
Do something for
Dog.
Hey, I'm loving this homage because we skipped that one question about first take versus undisputed, and he got to throw it in there anyway.
No.
Right.
Nah.
Facts.
Basketball resume. I mean, the skills on the court, ability, like what the player is able to do.
Yep.
I'm definitely going LeBron. Aside from like everything off the court, I mean, he's on a mission this year. He was going to get that ring in LA to get 3 rings.
Nah, don't say it in past tense, man. He is gonna get it, man. They need to bring basketball back. They can do that shit.
Yeah, knock on wood. Hopefully they do bring it back soon enough. But like, he's on another level, man. This year, what he's able to do, the people that he's playing with, like, he took Boobie Gibson, Sasha Vujacic,
Yeah, trash.
Ilgauskas.
Hey, Ilgauskas was
Mark-
nice.
He was nice. He was an
Yeah,
all-star.
2K, nigga.
He was a one-time all-star.
In 2K.
But like, we're seeing, even with this documentary, and like, hopefully it highlights it too. Like, Jordan took that sabbatical year off. The Bulls were fucking nice. Scottie was still carrying that team. He was still doing his thing, and he was able to come back and like elevate them again for like another level. But I think even that first year, was it a lockout year that he came back at, and they lost to Magic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, and then after they lost that year, they came back. They went on to win 3 straight.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that never gets highlighted in the whole like, oh, Jordan is, he took a break and came back and it was all smooth.
There's a lot of Jordan shit that don't get highlighted. Like they just skip right to like the glory days. Like,
True.
I don't like that story arc. Like, I see the documentary like glance on like showing flashes of greatness in like 84 or 85 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like he didn't get to the promised land until like 7 years later. But yet we knocked LeBron for that same thing. Like exactly the same year, I think LeBron won his first chip too. And we just, like just hating on this nigga the whole time. And it took Jordan like the same time frame. And I feel like they glance over that. Like, let's just skip the 80s years for Jordan. Just go straight to like the chips. Like, fuck, he just won 6, like all in the 90s.
One thing that I want to say about Mike though, that I think a lot of people like have never heard of or just don't know, but y'all know the Spike Lee movie, the Malcolm X joint, right?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, it's a classic. But anyway, so Spike, he was shooting the movie, and Columbia or Sony, whoever it was that was paying for the movie, they ended up pulling the pay for the movie because they felt like Spike was taking too long, right? And then so first thing Spike does, right? Spike calls Oprah, right? So yo, they pulled the money for the Spike Lee joint. What you got on it? Oprah gives, right? So then he calls Magic. He says, yo, Magic, they pulled the money for the Spike movie, for the Malcolm X movie. How much you got on it? Right? So Magic gives, right? He said, last person I called was Mike. I said, Mike, I know how competitive you are. Magic and Oprah put this. What you got on the movie? So Mike bodied the movie and paid for the end. So that's how that movie got shot.
Shout out.
Oh, wow.
Man, the GOAT is LeBron, Ramon, James.
LeBron James.
December 30th, 1984. Son of Gloria.
1984.
Yeah, Son of Gloria. No, I mean, the thing is that the story is still being written. And I mean, just as Bruce said earlier, like, I grew up a Kobe fan, hardcore. I mean, it would be the most frustrating thing of like, how the fuck did LeBron skip Kobe in this discussion? Like when did that happen or whatever? But the last 9 years straight, but like 8 years straight to the finals, being able to win it the way that he was able to win it. He just ran into the war. The Warriors were just too good. There's just nothing you could do there about that shit.
I mean, I agree with his stories like still being written. Like, you know, like we not giving him like a fair shake. And when I say like your story is still being written, like before we like finish the shit, I want to get into like something that I've like been telling people for a long time. Like your basketball career is not over just because you retire. Like he could be like the greatest coach of like all time or something. Like
True.
like all that shit is like unwritten. Like
GM.
you know, like Jordan sucks as a GM. Like
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
As
LeBron could be,
much
like,
shit as he
a
gave.
really good GM. Like we don't know that yet because he hasn't got to that chapter yet. So like we gotta give him like a fair shake. And I do think he was on the way for like ring number 4 this year for real. So that's why I said don't speak in like past tense because I really hope that they can bring this shit back so he can get a fair shake at like, in my opinion, like what was his, which was like ring number 4 this year.
Yeah. Definitely.
As much shit as Jordan gave Jerry Krause, he's a terrible GM. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Is he though? I mean, he was the first person that stretch 4 as Tony Kukoc. Is he?
He drafted that one nigga that shot so fucking weird. I can't even think of his name. Like
Michael Gilchrist.
His shit was
Kid Gilchrist. Yeah. He got the crazy shot.
Yeah.
hated
But-
him, man.
Yeah, Jordan is a trash GM. I gotta concur with that.
Yeah, or just like middle of the pack, like, you know, all that greatness, and then like, you know, like your IQ don't give you an advantage. It don't attract people. Like you pick the team, like a market that people don't want to go to for real. Like no knocks on Charlotte, but
True.
you know, like
You gotta
no
figure out
high
how to
profile
finesse
player
that
want
shit,
to
man.
go there. Like why would you want to go there? And then I'm waiting for the documentary to talk about the bad shit about him. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the bad shit.
Yeah. Cause he's had a squeaky clean image, man.
He's pretty
Very.
self-aware too. Like
Yeah.
you know, like Jordan, he's really self-aware. So like I feel like, you know, when they start talking about his flaws, he just gonna just let it rip. Like fuck it. Like you know,
I hope they bring up how trash ballpark Franks were, because them shits were abysmal.
Haynes
He
was
probably
trash
still made
too.
a killing off that shit.
Nah, I can't hate on Haynes. I can't hate on Haynes.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
what else? What else?
Fabric of America.
Christmas. This nigga said ballpark Franks, dog. That we were like 8 eating.
Son, I don't give a fuck. When I was a kid, I wanted the ballpark so bad because of all that advertising and shit, dog.
Of course.
And they weren't, and you're right, they was trash. They not even that
Trash.
Hey, just asking, 20 years from now, is there any way, and like taking our generation out of the equation, is there any way LeBron has a better shoe catalog than Jordan, or the most popular shoe catalog than Jordan 20 years from now?
Nah,
No.
they can't.
No.
When those shoes are re-retro.
No.
No.
The fours is the wave.
Look, I know you wearing
It's
that LeBron
timing.
jersey.
No.
It's
You know what I'm
timing. It's
saying?
timing.
No.
You got the drink. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No other player on any sport period would do what Jordan probably did.
Yeah.
It was like timing of it. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like the timing of it, and then like Jordan was so astronomical, like
godlike.
like godlike
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like LeBron would never be viewed as a godlike figure. Like he might go down as greater than Jordan one day, maybe, but he got to do a lot of stuff, in my opinion. But as far as shoes, it was all about timing, I think.
LeBron has the timing and his advantage when it comes to like social media and shit like that. Like, so there's things that are like in LeBron's favor, but I agree with Bruce. Like, Jordan was positioned to take advantage of like shoes, a low price point, like
True.
you know,
Nike was
Nike
new.
silhouettes, like, you know, all that shit is just like works in his
Yeah, all
favor. So
technology.
like that won't be close. Like LeBron makes a great shoe, but like nobody's shoe catalog will like ever be that good. It's already just a blessing just to get the money to make a shoe, even if the shoe is trash. So like,
True.
you know, a lot of people gonna get blessed, like Zion and, you know, like Giannis and stuff got blessed with like their own silhouettes, and like people gonna fuck with them, you know, to strap up and play ball in them. But nobody will have a silhouette like Jordan. Like they've been running shit back for like 20 years, and people still be like loving that shit.
True.
LeBron probably richer than Jordan one day too.
Yo, think
Like,
Yeah.
LeBron-
He might pass him.
Yeah,
Like-
because LeBron got $1 billion contract already. Even like Jordan never got any contracts like that.
Yeah.
He got a
Jordan really
lifetime
didn't even
deal.
get paid like that until like his last 2 years for real. So I feel like Jordan getting his money like now, like residuals from like being
Years
that
ago.
figure like in the 90s. But LeBron's getting his like up
Now
front.
up front.
You can't do nothing wrong. Social media, all that shit, So, and I agree. Like he signed an undisclosed contract. Like he could already be a billionaire, low key. Like
True.
just gotta
Very
wait
true.
it out. Like
Yeah.
it's mad money when that shit is undisclosed. Like
Yeah, it was over.
Yeah, true.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
nobody.
Let me say this though, like with the Jordans and the shoes, like if you say, "Yo, I'm about to cop the 11," you're not saying LeBron 11. You're talking about
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
That's
Like it's
strong.
not
That's
even.
strong.
You don't even have to say the whole name though. Like
Yeah.
and you
Like,
never
yo,
will.
The twos. Or
Yeah.
or the,
Yeah.
the threes.
You know what's-
like it's Jordan.
Yeah.
But speaking of the shoes, but the results, 19% went with you, dog, with the LeBron.
It's okay.
19%.
It's okay, Strive.
We
my
get
man
there.
said strive for greatness. He said strive for greatness. We gonna get there.
Yeah,
Right.
and like I said, his
Yeah.
story is like you said, it's still being written. So there's
True.
it could be like not a competition. Like you can give LeBron like 10 years, like and then like maybe like before we fucking bite the dust, like who knows? LeBron, like I said, I've always seen like all that empathy and shit that he lacked. That was a flaw in the beginning of his career. Like the lack of the killer instinct might make him like really good at GMing or
Yup.
coach.
Yeah.
Like more better than like anybody has ever seen. Like, and I think Kobe was coming around to that. Like,
Yeah, towards the end, unfortunately.
yeah, and towards the end, like,
Yeah.
I think Kobe was going to get really into basketball, because of his daughter, and he was going to take that like Gino Auriemma route. And I think Kobe was going to be really great at that shit too, but more so on like a women's basketball perspective. Like
Kobe.
I feel like we really got like shafted from like a great story arc. Like he already had his life was already like a movie, but I feel like we got shafted in like from a greater story arc that got cut short. Unfortunately, I think he was destined for some great shit too.
One crazy thing I could say about the sneakers though, with the Mikes, is Mike did not fuck with the ones or the twos. He was actually gonna leave Adidas. He was actually gonna leave Nike and go to Adidas. And Nike was like, "Nah, chill. Give us one more chance. We got this guy who's studying architecture at Oregon. He's a beast. Let him just design one shoe for you, just one." And that shoe was the 3, and that's Tinker Hatfield. And he did everything from like the 3s to the 13s, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy how like the ones like reemerged as being like so lit. I feel like people did not fuck with them shits.
Yeah.
Right, at all.
For the longest. Like there were so many Jordan 1 silhouettes coming out when we was in college. Like people just be like, whatever. Like nobody cared.
But
now
11s
people
was
be
lit.
dying for them shits. The ones, like like
The
their
threes.
colorway's a classic. Yeah, it's a safe shoe.
Very.
This is it, yo. This is it. Episode 15, man. So y'all, hey man, y'all killed it today, dog. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having us, for sure.
Shout out to you with the yak. And Don, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'm ready for this question.
Yeah, he ready.
Put my jersey on.
Damn straight.
One more for the, all right, let him know.
Yes, sir.
Know. Every Tuesday you get shit like this, you know what I'm saying? So this episode will be out Tuesday, man. So again, thank you, man. Y'all gonna share it. Make sure you like it. And if you haven't subscribed to it, man, I appreciate y'all, man.
Subscribe to that button right there. Subscribe to that button right there.
Yeah, that's right there. That button right there.
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right.
All right, y'all be safe.